Bright Suns, Far Hill Fantasy Football League. Welcome to Burning Down the Far Hill Week 12. Um, yeah, I don't know when to go into my tirade, so I'm just gonna start now. So Commissioner hat off, Brian Hot Zone Boss thing on, and so another single digit loss for me. Number 2 in scoring in the league, not gonna make the playoffs. And I think that's a travesty, but you guys don't care about travesties. You just care about your own teams. And you're not this team that's, scoring all kinds of points and not making, not out of contention because luck. And like I said, luck is a part of fantasy football. I understand that. It blows to hell. But I would love to, get some rational thoughts from this league. But, archaic just must win games and sorry for your luck. And things like that don't mean anything. But that's, whatever. I get it and I understand it. And ultimately I'll accept it, which will take another, 36 hours from now because this is my third loss by single digits. Seriously. It's not like I'm not scoring and it's a low scoring affair. And yeah, but number 2 in scoring. And, I've got people that, yeah. I'm not going to say they don't care, but yeah, they got their own agenda, selfish things where, yeah, get that team out of the playoffs. Sorry that you didn't win those games. And yep, so got to deal with the rules as they're dealt with, but it just kind of stings and sucks because I keep losing these games by 4 points, and it's not like I submitted the wrong lineup. It's because of stupid life things like Matt Ryan and Julio Jones not figuring out what it is, and Taysom Hill coming in and basically making Alvin Kamara useless. Thanks, Taysom Hill. So ultimately it goes back to a Drew Brees injury the week before. So it's all these life things that add up, and yeah. So luck, I get it. It's a luck thing. That's what fantasy football is. It's like 85% luck and 10% skill and 5% something else. So there. Okay. Tirade over. Let's get into the recap for this past week. Fat Bastard beats Hot Zone Reed Boss 162 to 155. Deshaun Watson 46 points. And that's the other thing is like when I lose, and someone else's quarterback goes off. You can't just whatever. Deshaun Watson 46 points for Chris, even though he had 2 zeros on his team because he must have he forgot about Galladay and the person he put in for his running back 0. So yeah, there's that. Imperi Empire beats Fake News 148-116. Travis Kelce for 43 points for Jim. Standings later. John Boy Special People defeats the Sinister Guy from the Internet 188 to 101. Aaron Rodgers 41 points for John to continue the lead in the Homeboys division. Steel Curtain defeats El Resistencia 190 to 130. Devontae Adams for a score that I didn't write down, which was probably in the 40s. El Resistencia, congratulations. You'll be picking number 1 next year. Irish Cop defeats Dazed and Confused in the matchup of the week, 170 to 154. Mr. Mahomes, 37 points for the Irish Cop. And Bad Dog puts a beating on Davis Dynasty. Not really a beating, but, he got to 200 points first. 214 to 186. Adam Thielen, 44 points for the Bad Dog. Chris wins again in the Pick'em pool. But Roger increased his lead by a little bit, so I think he's up to like 30 points now because picking games is bad and what I'm bad at too. Survivor pool, there were no losses. Chris, John, and Mark are still running clean. So should those 3 run the season clean, you guys will just split the pot 3 ways. So figure it out. And I'm still in the mix with Jer. I think it's Jer. No, not Jer. Jim. No. Yeah, maybe Jim. Me and Jim are still in the mix, but, if all 5 of us win out from here on out, me and Jim are out because we have losses. Oh, so that's where we're at. So let me break down our playoff situation. Very easy. Irish Cop is the number 1 seed, clinch playoff spot. He's in, like I said, I'll go into head-to-head meetings and things in a minute. So that's where that is. Number 2 seed, also a bye in the first round of playoffs, is Steel Curtain at 8-3. yeah, John Hansen all but has clinched a bye in the first round. He just needs to win one game or have Chris lose one game. So then 3 seed is Chris at the moment at 7-4. 4 seed is Davis Dynasty 6-5. And then the other 6-5 teams are Dazed and Confused and John Boy Special People. The breakdown of this is it took me a minute. But Davis, JJ, Mark, and John have all played each other, and they've all round robinly beat each other, won and lost to everything. So that thus negated everything. So I had to go by total points. So Davis Dynasty's got the most points at 1865, so he's the 4 seed. Mark 1729 points is the 5 seed. John 1695 is the 6 seed. So then we go down to toilet bowl range. So the 7 seed is Jim, where 3 of us at 5 and 6. Because my dad is ahead of me in the standings, it basically is a head-to-head versus Jim versus my dad. Jim beat my dad. So Jim's the 7 seed, 5 and 6. My dad's the 8 seed because he's got a better division standing than me. So they would have the 2 buys for the toilet bowl, and then me with the most loaded team in the history of the planet is going to bury the toilet bowl. I don't even care. The toilet bowl, I'm running roughshod off of that, and I'm winning that. Period. So there's that. 10 seed is the Jer with a better division standing than Thomas, sinister guy from the internet, which is also 4-7. He's the 11 seed, and Garen has locked himself into the #1 pick next year. Congratulations. So there's that. Here's our matchups going into the second to last week of the regular season. So we have the 9-seeded Hot Zone Reed Boss, 5 and 6, is going up against the 8-seeded Bad Dog, 5 and 6. Dalvin Cook revenge game, me getting my bye in the toilet bowl game, and once I get done doing this, I'm gonna give you guys the road to me somehow making the playoffs. I have a road, so stand by for that. If you want me to break down your team, do it yourself. 10 seed Jer Fake News 4 and 7 is up against the 6 seed John Boy's Special People 6 and 5. John win plus a Jim loss will clinch the Homeboys division. Jim is the 7 seed, 5 and 6 up against the 11 seeded Sinister Guy from the internet. Jim shouldn't lose, but there's that. Yeah, I'm not giving the series stuff. I forgot. Well, it's there. I lead the series 21-10 against my dad. Dad won the first matchup. Jer leads the series 15-14 over John. John won the first matchup this year. Thomas leads the series 10-6 over Jim, but Jim won the first series this past year. We got 12-seeded El Resistancy up against the 5-seeded Dazed and Confused. 6 and 5. Mark leads the series 5-4. Mark won the first one this year. Mark should roll him, which ends one of my scenarios. But 2-seeded, and the next 2 are the top 4 teams in the league are all basically facing each other this week. So 2-seed Steel Curtain 8 and 3 versus #1 seed Irish Cop 9 and 2. John wins, he clinches division and the #1 seed. That's a wrap. So John wins. Roger wins. They still got to do some work for the division still going into week 13. Series is tied at 10. Roger won the first matchup this year. 3-seed Fat Bastard 7 and 4 is up against the 4-seed 6 and 5 Davis Dynasty. Chris won the earlier matchup. JJ leads the series 9-6. If Chris wins, he clinches the division. There's that. All right, and then so I'm going to wrap this up. I don't really have any league news. Here's my scenario. We're going to Commissioner Hanoff mine back on. Here's my scenario to get myself into the play and sneak into the playoffs, and it would be a sneak. So I have to win the last 2 games of the regular season. I play my dad this week. I play Roger next week. So have to win both of those 2. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I need of the 6 and 5, 7 and 4 group. So we've got Chris, JJ, and Mark all sitting there are the vulnerable people for me to get ahead because I can't get to 8 wins. So Mark would need to lose both of his games. He's not going to do that because he faces Garen this week, and I believe he faces Thomas next week, which is the 12 and 11 seeded teams right now. So throw that one out the window. So after that, I've got, oh, look at that. Chris and JJ, which I need them to both play each other. So one of those two is going to lose next week. So the loser of that game, I would then need to turn around and come to week 13 and lose again. And then I win both of them. I sneak into what will probably turn into like the 6th seed. And I'll be the most vicious 6th seed in the history of 6 seeds in this league. So I just need, so I just need the loser of the Chris JJ game to turn around and lose again in week 13. I have my favorites, which way I want that to go, just by looking ahead at the week 13. But right now, got to take care of business. My dad's up. Have to win that game because it's a moot point. My starting lineup. I'm not really, other than maybe quarterback because Matt Ryan's, and then Joe Burrow. Seriously, kidding me? Wow, this thing's like 11 minutes long. So, yep, okay. So I've already taken too much time because you guys are going to take all day to watch this. That's all I got. I'm getting out of here with my 11-minute video. Sorry for tirades. I'm out.